great one here between the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They run with a rookie. Here's Henry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. 3rd and long here for Mariota. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt, able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, the Titans will turn it over to their punter since 2009, and that's Brett Kern. Fielded at the 33. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Here we go now. No. Check.
Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie, Kevin Byard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
Looking deep downfield. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play that time for the Titans. 45 yards. They practiced this all week. Pretty clear it paid off there. Threw it downfield, made it look relatively easy.
And it always comes a little bit easier when you've practiced it and tuned things up and you're confident in what you're doing now. They felt very, very good about their plan, and we saw the execution because the confidence of the players was there.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Mariota on the delay to Henry. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Mariota finding time. Look at the time. Throw left side, complete to Sharp. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
The goal of every offense is to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. A nice job finding an open receiver for a completion.
shift together here from the D-line. A first down carry for Henry. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And runs like that, those are the ones that got Mr. Henry that Heisman Trophy a year ago.
Not only is he big, strong, fast, I love his agility and his vision. That's the reason he piles up the yards, and he definitely doesn't shy away from carries.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, here's Henry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
We focus our attention on the Titans defense now. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end the drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he hinted it to us. And then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line. And they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. First and 10, it's Osweiler. He hits the first-year man, Will Fuller. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Running left is Miller. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. And he's going to go down way back at the 42-yard line. Jarrell Casey in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Osweiler, he's going to walk one deep left side here. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Throwing, Osweiler. He's going to let it go again. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play.
And the Titans coming hard, and they block it. Now this is picked up in, look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And the Titans are in for 6, touchdown.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Titan defense getting set now, coming back onto the field. They're hoping to do what they did last time, force another punt. Last time it resulted in a field goal. We'll see if they can get another stop here, though.
And the best defenses are in the business of preventing points and creating points. And that's exactly what these guys did on their last possession. Why? Because they got off the field on 3 and out, turned the ball over to their offense after the punt, and let them roll downfield and put the ball through the post for a field goal.
Miller, the lone setback. On second down, here's Osweiler. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. On 3rd down, Osweiler. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. Now 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now. On for his second punt, and remember, his first one was blocked.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
This is taken around the 12. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
J.J. Watt there on the tackle for a loss. Of course, last year's Defensive Player of the Year.
And we love saying his name, don't we? J.J. Watt. How about all that production, too? 29 tackles for loss in 2015.
In second place, only at 23. Now Mariota. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TV. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a two-syllable word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And right with it here over the middle. The 30. Touchdown, Titans. Kendall Wright, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans get the quick strike touchdown. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll run it again with Miller. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stops at the line of scrimmage. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the gun on 3rd down, Osweiler. And he can't bring it in. Incomplete. He dropped it on the crossing route. 4th down now. Here's Ryan Quigley now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and they just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now. They've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Mariota now. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Rashard Matthews, the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. Well, in tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd. And he hits his man, Matthews. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Titans. Rashard Matthews, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out comes Houston. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. Green. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 5.
From the gun, it's Osweiler. Trying to force it to Hopkins, taking it right down Broadway. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Osweiler. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. Jarrell Casey in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Osweiler, he's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 77 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Marcus Mariota and the offense heading back out for their next possession. Now, he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
He's got time in the pocket. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we reach halftime here. And pump the brakes, Larry. Pump the brakes. We are ready for quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the... The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Setting up the screen for Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now it's Osweiler. He's going to air one out, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
What a spin. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Mariota on first down. Complete to right. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
They'll get 16 yards there. And it'll give the Titans a first down.
Oh, Brandon, this one hurts my heart as a former defensive back. Out in the open field, you've got a chance to get down this receiver. Instead, he breaks through you. You'll hear about this in the film room and from your teammates.
Hands to Henry. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Henry, the lone man in the backfield. He's going to get the football. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's caught inside the 20. A big-time play there for the Texans. 58 yards. They come out here in the eye. Lamar Miller. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on that run. And while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
They come up in an offset eye. Osweiler. This will be caught just inside the 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll try and run down here with Irvin. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Tyler Ervin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people and power his way forward.
And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others. I have a feeling that speech came out about taking a stand.
And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. For the Titans, Charles, 2nd most fumbles last year in the league behind Cleveland. They had 16.
And that's what happens as a young team starts to grow. You know, as they try and get better, they will create their own problems, drop the ball too much. When they become veterans, take care of it better, their record will increase.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Not an ideal spot to be on 1st down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming.
On just about every team, okay, forget it. On every team, the goal is to be in 3rd and what they call manageable, to give yourself a chance to pick up a 1st down. How about that call on 2nd down? The big man puts them in position to make it 3rd and manageable. I wonder if he'll get a 2nd chance at it to try.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. On 3rd and goal, Osweiler. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And this one is right through. And that will cut the lead down to 13. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Another carry for the rookie. It's Henry. And he'll get this across midfield to the 48. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Mariota gives to Henry, and he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24. Tackle made there by Quentin Demps.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They come up in an offset eye. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll come out in the pistol. On 3rd down, Mariota. He's got time. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And Suckup will put this one right through, and that will swell the lead to 16. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Here we go. Now, look at 56. Look at.
The throw on first down with Osweiler. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Antoine Blake. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Into the 4th quarter now. The offense has got to feel like they've imposed their will and kind of taken the life out of the defense. And you can see it from the perspective of the guy carrying the football. Those holes have to look huge. Similar to a great hitter, seeing a ball come into the plate and he's in the zone. The ball looks like a beach ball to him. He's just smacking it over the wall. Now what you're seeing is a runner whose eyes are wide open, and he's envisioning a goal line.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Now the Texans want to call another timeout. It's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on 3rd down. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Second and 10. It's Osweiler again. He's going to try and go deep again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 3rd down, Osweiler. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Titans, they've got the football back, and they've got it in great field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll run it again with Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Now they face a 3rd down after the fumble on 2nd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Well, Charles, it's...